there could be a better way to gain an education? A way with less standardized testing, availability of resources to all people, and a way that would put you ahead academically in the fields the world is most pressed for right now. Well, there is a better way. This way can be found across the Atlantic Ocean in a northern European country called Finland. According to the World Population Review, Finland's population is currently 5,549,354 people. This is comparable to the state population of Minnesota. What is the current system of Finland, and why on earth has it been so successful? Let's first take on the question of what is the current system in Finland. During my research, I found a PDF entitled Finnish Education in a Nutshell, and here's what I had to say. For most Finns, they do not start school until the age of 6. At this time, they are in a state-funded pre-primary education. After this first year, they begin their required compulsory education. They are required to stay in school until the age of 16 or until they have done the required 9 years of basic school. After their basic school is done, they have the option to take the only standardized test they will ever have to take. According to Big Think's article titled 10 Reasons Finland's School System is the Best, Finland has no standardized tests. Their only exception is something called the National Matriculation Exam, which is a voluntary test for students at the end of an upper secondary school. Before the matriculation exam, throughout Finland, students are graded on an individualized basis and grading system set by their teacher. This individual standard makes it easier for students to succeed to the best of their ability. Every student is different and can learn at a different pace. Cookie-cutter schooling no longer works, and Finland has figured that out. The matriculation exam, according to Finland's Matriculation Examination Board, tests that students have met the basic requirements of a secondary education. The matriculation exam varies greatly in content compared to the ACT or SAT, but it is used for a similar reason in Finland as our tests are used in the United States. The matriculation exam allows for students to take the next steps in their education. Finns have one of two options: obtain a bachelor's degree, then continue their education with a master's or even a PhD, or obtain a bachelor's of applied science degree and go into a vocational field. These specializations and degrees allow for a versatile workforce and a strong economy, which is something the United States has struggled with for many years. This is why Finland's education system has been so successful. 10 Reasons that Finland's school system is the best also mentions that there is a later school start time every day. Students in Finland start school anytime between 9 a.m. and 9:45 a.m. In school start times, sleep, behavioral health, and academic outcomes, a review of the literature, Ann Wheaton, Daniel Chapman, and Janet Croft did research on students in schools with different start times. They found in schools that had a later start time, in addition to reporting longer sleep durations, students with a later start time were less likely to report daytime sleepiness or falling asleep in class. Because Finland has done this, its students tend to be more successful overall compared to students in nations where school starts early in the morning. In the United States, we do not have a uniform educational system. Each state is left to make its own curriculum, which has left the United States with the following ranking amongst other countries. According to 10 Reasons the U.S. education system is failing, the National Assessment of Educational Progress, the largest standardized test administered in the United States, reports that fewer than 40% of graduating seniors have mastered reading and math. It is also reported that those graduating seniors are poorly equipped for college and the real world. With this test, alongside many others, it has been made obvious that the United States education system is no longer in its prime. This has left the United States hoping that the appeal of the nation is enough to bring professionals from other countries to fill the gap that its own education system has created. So what has this new model of education done for Finland? The education system in Finland, a success story other countries can emulate, by Hani Morgan says, "The insight is that Finnish education policies intended to raise student achievement have been built upon ideas of sustainable leadership that place strong emphasis on teaching and learning, intelligent accountability, encouraging schools to craft optimal learning environments, and implement educational content that best helps their students reach the general goals of schooling." In a recent study from TIMSS, Finnish fourth graders scored higher in math than the United States and over 30 countries. Though Finland regularly scores similarly to the United States, they are starting to increase their scores. which will eventually lead to an educational overthrow of the United States and an increase in Finland's ranking amongst other developed nations. What can the US do now to start changing its broken system? The first step to doing this is electing officials who have experience working in public schools. Getting people to make policy who have actual educational experience can be detrimental to the success of our nation. In the 115th Congress, 99 members of Congress as a whole were former educators. If the United States truly desires to become better, it must take a look at the other countries making strides and following their lead. So, our real question should be, what is up with the United States?